Welcome to the Pick Connection. I'm John Evans, your host, and what a great program we have today. We'll be talking to Michelle Ferguson, supervisor of the Dads Matter project, and members of her team. So stay with us. This is going to be a great show. With me now is Michelle Ferguson, and Michelle is a supervisor of the Dads Matter program. And Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, John, for having me. I'm very excited to announce that PIC's Dads Matter program officially started on July 1st. Funding for this project is provided by the United States Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families. Currently, there are no programs in our targeted counties of Westmoreland, Fayette, and Washington that are specifically designed to serve dads. It is our goal to serve 1,060 dads throughout the next 5 years. Our program elements will include responsible fatherhood, economic stability, and healthy marriage and relationships.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And when we come back, we will be talking to members of Michelle's team and their experiences in the Dads Matter program. And Michelle will be back to talk about a very special event that occurred recently. So please stay with us. With me now is Catherine Burnetta, and Catherine is the case manager job developer for the Dads Matter program. And Catherine, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you're here to talk about some specifics of the program. And let's start out by asking, who's eligible to attend this program?
Well, any dad is eligible to attend, and that means a biological, an expectant, an adoptive, a stepfather, a grandfather, or any father figure. And this includes a boyfriend who's helping to raise their partner's child, a uncle who is the main role model for their niece or nephew, and also a single mom who's in the role of a father.
Okay. And does this include dads involved in the criminal justice system?
Yes, it does. We have a specific program for our dads involved in the criminal justice system called our Inside Out Dad.
Okay. And can couples participate in this program?
Yes, they can. While our program is called Dads Matter, we have a healthy marriage and relationship part of our grant where we are having a program for any couple in any stage of life. They don't need to be married and they don't need to have children, and it'll be a program designed to help them build a long-lasting relationship.
Okay. I really like this program, and as you just explained, it takes into account a lot of different individuals as long as they're in the, I guess, the father figure or raising a child, helping raise a child, so it takes in a lot of different individuals.
It does. It's really great. It's really all-inclusive.
Yeah, it's a great program, and I thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and we'll be back. With me now is Dennis Gallagher, and Dennis Gallagher is another member of the Dads Matter program. We just got done speaking with Catherine Burnetta, and Dennis is here to talk a little bit more about the program. And Dennis, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Now, Dennis, what do you like most about this job?
It's definitely the people I serve and work with. I love working with my team day after day. Each member kind of brings their own personality, skills, experience to the workplace, and they just make it an enjoyable work environment. It's wonderful to see our team working together to achieve the common goal of serving our fathers. Mm-hmm. And the other aspect of that, dealing with people, is actually working with the fathers. In the short time since we started, I've seen an array of different dads from all walks of life, and each dad has they're very unique in that they have their own story, their own situation, but all of them want to come together as a collaborative effort to overcome obstacles and barriers to become a better version of themselves, to be better parents.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Now, what services do you offer?
Now, Dads Matter has the ability to offer an array of different services to benefit the fathers. Our fathers will go through an accredited curriculum that's geared towards fatherhood education. And the Dads Matter program will also focus on workforce development for our fathers. And the goal in that is just to gain stable employment, to become more financially stable, to provide for their families and be that provider and protector. And in order to reach that goal, they go through certain certifications, trainings, adult education that's offered as part of Private Industry Council as well. And it's also, we are partnered with CareerLink, our local CareerLink, and other outside agencies to better benefit the fathers.
Okay, sounds like a lot of good plans there to make the dads successful and be able to support the family a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's really the whole goal. That's why we're here.
All right. Thanks so much to Dennis Gallagher, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. And with me now is Michael Lavelle, and Michael is another member of the Dads Matter program, and Michael is an instructor for that program. And Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, John.
Michael, why did you want to be a Dads Matter instructor, facilitator?
Well, I really believe that everything in my life I'm a teacher, Pennsylvania certified teacher, and I've worked with the Private Industry Council for the last 5 years in a number of different roles. And I really believe that everything that I've done professionally and educationally has led me to this moment in time where when we got the Dads Matter grant, I knew that was for me. I wanted to be there. That's what I interviewed for and they hired me for. I really feel that everything in my life has led to this point, that I'm meant to be a Dads Matter teacher. Research has shown, the recent 2010 census has shown that there are 24 million children living in this country without an involved father.
Wow.
And they also have done further research that shows that when the dad is involved, all kinds of good things happen to the child. They are more successful, they do better, get better grades, less as they get older, there's less drug use, less teen pregnancies, and they're more successful in life. If you want to help make America stronger and improve things in America, we need to get more dads involved with their lives and the lives of their kids. It'll help the children, it'll help the families. And not just dads that are involved, but just being better dads as well, because we're open to all dads. My role as facilitator is I am in the class with them, and I'm taking the journey with them. And I'm learning just as much as my students. I look forward to being a better dad myself and to helping dads be the best dads they can be. It will have a great effect, I think, on our children and our family and our country.
Absolutely. What I like about the program, Michael, is it does take in a lot of different individuals. You don't have to be a male per se. I mean, it could be women too, as long as they're in that fatherhood position where they're raising a child, or maybe it's a boyfriend, something like that. So as long as you're in a position where you're taking care of a child, then you're the father.
Yes, father figures.
Father figure, yes.
Are very important.
Yeah, that's what I like about that program. It takes in a lot of different people. And it's all, geared to, like you said, making children be able to have a father figure in the house and around them. Now, Michael, tell me about the curriculum that you use in the Dads Matter program.
What's great is we have a curriculum that's been developed by the National Fatherhood Initiative, and it's research-based, and they've come up with a curriculum. It's evidence-based, and it's called 24/7 is one of the main curriculum that we're using. And they hit 5 main concepts in this curriculum. Self-awareness, as to know yourself as a man, care for yourself, which is important when you're caring. Guys don't always do such a good job of that, but when we're responsible for caring for somebody else, we have to care for ourselves first. Then they have 2 categories, which we call fathering skills and parenting skills. Fathering skills are everything you get for your child, everything you do for your child. We consider fathering skills, which are very important. Parenting skills, even more important. That's what I consider the mental part of being a dad. You are actually responsible for the physical, social, emotional, spiritual well-being of another human being, of this child. And everything that and the last category is relationship skills. Everything we do in our 12 sessions, it's broke down to 12 sessions, and they're all focused in one way or another on one of those topics or a combination of those topics. I see them, we get specific, I see them like tools that you can have in your toolbox for situations that come up. Things like communications. We spend time on communications, both with children and with the mother of the child. Co-parenting, stress, balancing work and home, discipline, being a role model, helping kids at school. So we specifically those are the 5 broad topics, but we specifically look at tools that we can use, that the people can use in their lives and with their kids, with their home. We also have a couple other curriculums as well. We have the 24/7, but we also have a curriculum called On My Shoulders that we'll be using. That one is geared. It's more towards the professional people with degrees. It's like written at a higher level. We also have something called Nurturing Parent, which is specifically for teen parents and young parents. And we also have a Inside Out Dad, which is specifically for people who either are incarcerated or have been recently released. And we also have a program called a couples program, which is working on relationships, all kinds of couples, not just married couples, but people that are together that want to strengthen their relationship for themselves and for the benefit of the children.
Wow.
So we're really excited about the curriculum are very solid. We've had training. We've got to go to location a couple times to Maryland and to Colorado and learn straight from the experts telling us how to train the trainer.
Yeah,
so we understand.
Well, I had the opportunity to listen to you the other day down in Fayette County, and what a terrific job you do there. And also, I notice there's a lot of interaction between you and the folks in that program.
That's the great thing, is this facilitating. And one of the wonderful things is when we have different ages of men and women in the class, but also different ages of children that they have. And that's where we learn a lot from each other. People will bring them experiences that they had, and then we can draw on the expertise of each other.
That probably helps maybe some people a little bit apprehensive of talking, maybe have a situation they want to talk about, but maybe in that setting, when they hear other people talking about different things in their life with their children, maybe they hit on something where then that person kind of opens up and it helps them.
We've already seen that in the classes that we've had. We've had people kind of guarded and uptight at the beginning of the class, and are much more sharing and much more interacting. As the class, they've seen the benefit of it. We have a saying, "Keep it safe," is part of it. We have a safe for not just the children, but for the men and women in our class. Nobody is ever put on the spot or ever says anything that they're not comfortable with. We always have a nice, relaxed, a nice, safe atmosphere. That's one of our sayings is keep it safe. Another one is do your part, and it's very important that for the dads and the mothers, to do their part, and we focus on that.
And your passion really shows. I listen to you. You're really enthusiastic. You really get the folks paying attention to you.
Yes, like I said, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thanks so much to Michael Lavelle, and we'll be right back, so stay with us. Welcome back to the Pick Connection. My guest now is Michelle Ferguson. Michelle is a supervisor for the Dads Matter project. And what is the Dads Matter design and goal?
The project is designed to support fathers in resolving barriers that impact their ability to be actively involved with their children. The goals of this project include improved family functioning, improved adult and child well-being, increased economic stability and mobility, reduced poverty, and reduced recidivism.
Now, what is PIC's approach to Dads Matter project, Michelle?
PIC's approach will include connecting fathers to component services that will result in direct benefits to their children, improving the status of fathers both economically and socially, and offering fathers assistance with supportive services referrals, including substance abuse treatment, mental health counseling, and other ancillary supports. This approach should capitalize on keeping fathers engaged and motivated.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on the show today. I appreciate it, and really you have a great program. So stay with us, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, we are back, and Michelle is with me again, and Michelle is here to talk about a very special event that has occurred recently at the Private Industry Council. And Michelle, what was that event all about?
John, it was a very exciting time. Dads Matter had its first open house event. We had former Pittsburgh Pirate Elroy Face and former Pittsburgh Steeler Louis Lips to visit the families involved with the Dads Matter project. The children also had an opportunity to hear exciting stories of the lives of these athletes on and off the field, as well as interact with each athlete. We look forward to future activities for dads and their children.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Private Industry Council here for our fatherhood activity. I'm Sean Seipel, and Vice President of Workforce Development and Education. And we're lucky enough to be able to get two really impactful people. Welcome, Elroy. And We have Lewis Lips, #1 draft pick.
When I was 10, 12 years old, the kids in the neighborhood used to get together. We didn't have a little league or anything, but the kids used to get together and go out in the field and just pick up work your way at bat. You play a different position, and when we'd circle around. By the time it comes to you, you bat, and then the next guy would come and he'd bat. And at one time, they didn't allow me to play because they said I was too young, or too little. The guys in the neighborhood, they wouldn't let me play, said I was too little. But when I got in high school, I just decided to go out for the baseball team and started pitching. In the second year, we won a championship. And never played ball other than just, like I said, out in the field. But I got to like the game and started playing in high school. And like I said, I pitched for 2 years in high school. And then town had a town team that we used to pick up players and go play another town. And they weren't playing, or they'd come to our place and we'd play them, and we'd pass a hat for balls and bats. And I pitched a couple of good games, struck out 17 one week and 18 the next week. And Scott was on vacation in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, which is just across the line from where I live. And he saw it in the paper that I had struck those guys out. So on a following Thursday, the Thursday before Labor Day, he came over to the garage where I was working and asked if after work I could go up to the ball field and work out. So I agreed. He had me work out at shortstop a little bit, and then he had me throw some balls and didn't say anything. And the following Labor Day, he was on his way home and I was pitching a ball game, and then I was losing the game in the 7th inning, and he called me over to the car and he said, "We're going to sign you up to a contract." I said, "Okay."
My experiences from meeting younger people is they tend to listen, but they're not listening. You know, it's almost like they're listening because they were taught to listen. But if you sat there and you tell them your story, and you tell them, it's like, "Look, man, I was your age once. I sat in that same seat. You know, I went through what you're going through, you know," and you try to explain to them, like, what sounds good a lot of times is not always good. You know, like you know who your friends really are, you know, and you gotta pick and choose them. Because if you don't pick and choose them, they gonna choose you for all the wrong reasons. So in that fact, that's why I said with my dad being so strict on me, it's like I wanted to be friends with everybody. I don't want nobody to be mad at me because I can't go play with them, or I can't go ride my bike as far as they can ride their bike or anything like that. So now I'm gonna do whatever they're doing, whether it's right or wrong, just so I can have and be friends with them. Well, my dad always taught me that that's not always the right road to go down. You know, sometimes you're gonna have to do some things by yourself and learn by yourself. So, in that case, yeah, I mean, I learned a lot of things from just being by myself.
It's good to hear folks too who've learned without having gone through the bad thing. You know, you learn the first time. In other words,
yeah, and I tell a lot of people that. I said, man, look, I said, I made it to the NFL, which everybody thinks like, yeah, if you made it to the NFL, that means you were destined, or you came from a good background, or you came from a family or a community that had a lot of money. And that's not the way it works. You know, I said, man, look, I grew up, I had nothing. You know, I had nothing, I had no one to throw it out. That's what I always tell them. I mean, in different words, because we got kids here, but you know what I'm saying. And I tell them, I said, man, look, I said, you know, and they hear that all the time, because I heard it all the time. You can be whatever you want to be. You know, if you put your heart and your mind to it, you can do it. But they're like, you know, oh, yeah. Well, don't get mad at me because that's what I did, and here I am. So don't get mad at me. You know, because I have friends, well, so-called friends, back home, who supposedly say they was better athletes than me. Well, I didn't get the girl pregnant in high school. I didn't get busted smoking dope. I didn't get caught drinking or whatever the case may be. I didn't do that. So don't be mad at me because I did what I was supposed to do and you didn't. You know, and it takes like stories and memories like that to, or for young folk to really listen. And that's even like the case now. I've been going to the Steelers rookie dinner for probably about 10 or 12 years. And you know the question these kids are asking me, it's like where you live, you know, what kind of car you drive, and what that got to do with anything? You know, so they looking forward to like, yeah, well, I'm here, I want to be where you are, and you know, I want to make all this money, and I want to be able to buy me Corvette and Benz and Porsches and build me a mansion, you know, have me a man cave like nobody else. All right, then when you get all that done, what? I mean, you still got to be a person. You still got to be real. You know, because if you fake one way and you're real the other way, I mean, you know, who are you? You know?
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, you see these values change from, you know, maybe that's what got them there, what got them the effort to get out of wherever they are, is because I want to get X. And once you get there, then you got to sort of change your priorities to fit, because you see a lot of the folks, you see it on TV, and you know, there was a great story on the NFL Network a couple weeks ago about how many people come in, make all this money, and 3 years after they're out, they're broke. And you think it's, you know, they learned something early on, or anybody you give that kind of money to who didn't come from an understanding of how to save or spend or properly or that kind of thing, it could be a bad thing, a detriment to a lot of people.
Well, you got to remember where you come from, because if you forget where you come from, then you're in trouble.
And the successes like Elroy had in the World Series, and you know, that's part of the thing where people, you know, when they succeed at a level like he did and Lou did, you think of them in one little narrow scope. You know, and that 60 World Series, I'm sure, is one of the highlights of your life. But you also have the rest of your life and all these other things that happen, and all, you know, your kids and those kinds of experiences that mean probably just as much as anything you've done individually. So, Elroy's fun playing.
Well, you know, I mean, and like Elroy said, I mean, you know, here you're trying to, like the NFL got this play 60, you know, want the kids to go out, and
Right.
and here he wants to go out and they don't want him to play because he's too small. You know, and I kind of had the same thing, because when I went to a Catholic elementary school, and then my dad wanted to send me to not a private school, but a Catholic high school, but couldn't afford it. So now I had no other choice but to go to public school. Went to public school, Dad wanted me to play sport, And then there were some of the dads from the elementary school who sent their kids to private school, was wanting to know why is my dad letting me play football with all these big boys, he's gonna get hurt. And then he ain't gonna wanna play sports no more. So my dad goes, he says, my son gonna take care of himself. I'll tell you a real quick story, real quick, while Elroy taking a break. One of my first days to go to high school football practice, now I'm a freshman. And so I'm like a newbie, you know, because I'm a Catholic elementary school, so I only knew those guys, and most of them went to private and Catholic high schools. Well, I go to public school now, all these people, I ain't never hung out with them because I couldn't hang out with them. I don't know them. Now I'm going to football practice with all these strangers. So I thought about it. When we was in high school, our last period was PE because we do football practice. And so I said, no, I ain't going to practice. So I faked having a headache. So instead of going to practice, I got on the bus and I went home. I get home, and you know how moms are. Oh, what's the matter? I got it. Oh, lay down, put a big cold towel on my head, pillow, cover me up with a blanket. I'm like, a couple of hours later, here come Daddy. And my daddy had a nickname for my mom. He called her Pee Wee. And he goes, Pee Wee, what that boy doing laying on this couch up there? That boy supposed to be at football practice. Oh, well, you know, he had a headache, and I just told him to lay down. Hey, boy, hey, get up. Put me in the car, took me to practice. Now, he knew the head coach, took me to practice. And he said, son, don't you ever do this again. He said, if you can't practice, he said, you stay and you watch practice. And from that day on, I ain't never had more headaches.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I know it was a terrific event because everybody's been talking about it and they want to see more. Are there any planned in the future?
There are a lot of fun activities planned for the future, so please stay tuned. Lots of Dads Matter to come.
That sounds terrific. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. I hope you enjoyed today's show about Dads Matter program. I enjoyed visiting with Michelle Ferguson and her team. And don't forget, I'll see you next month on the Pick Connection.